On behalf of the motion picture industry, welcome to the world of home video entertainment.
Okay, the time has come to talk about Sonny Boy, to do a review or whatever about one of the strangest movies ever made. I did a podcast on this movie many years ago. My God, it must have been in 2006 when I started this Pulsing Cinema. Pulsing Cinema by now is like 10 years old. We've outlived many other shows, websites, whatever. You know, really the website's been going since 2001, but I'd known about this movie for years, and then I did a podcast about it. Now, Shout Factory, Screen Factory, whatever, has released the Blu-ray, a Blu-ray deluxe edition of Sonny Boy, finally. And you know, I did the podcast from a very uninformed state. I didn't really know a lot about the movie, well, beyond some of the basic stuff. Now I know even more. This Blu-ray has 2 commentary tracks. It has the original screenplay and all this stuff. And the more I know about it, the less I know about it. The more crazier it is, the less I know. It's a crazy, crazy, crazy movie. It's surprised me, you know, all the negative reviews that this Blu-ray has gotten. I don't know why I should be surprised, because, you know, I can't imagine your normal, average Blu-ray reviewer online looking at, like, Ridley Scott's The Martian and whatever, Transformers, you know, whatever bullshit, you know, major studio releases are coming, you know, like Mission Impossible. And then you pop into your Blu-ray player this movie that seems to every 3 or 4 minutes hop between genres, is uncategorizable, that features David Carradine in a dress playing a woman. I mean, it's enough to blow the top of your head off, to blow your head apart like in fucking Scanners. It just, you know, it's a crazy, crazy movie. How the hell can I even describe this movie? It's kind of a mix. It's like a Frankenstein movie mixed with a desert noir crime thriller combined with like a romance. The movie is about, starts off with this couple, and they have a little baby, and they're driving into this little tiny desert town, and they're murdered by Brad Dourif. Brad Dourif steals their car along with the baby, and he takes it home to this, to his boss, who is this thug played by small Paul Smith, you know, Bluto from, you know, from Popeye. He was in Pieces, this big mountain of a man. And Bluto lives in the desert with his wife, who is played by David Carradine in drag. And David Carradine finds the baby in the car and raises it as her own. The Paul Smith, you know, comes to, you know, at first he wants to kill the baby or sell the baby. But then he takes the baby as his own in this weird scene that's kind of the pseudo roots thing with the and he puts the baby in a cage, cuts out his tongue, and he basically trains this kid to be this feral killer henchman that he has, kind of making him into this Frankenstein monster. And so in this desert town, all of the villagers are scared of this Paul Smith guy, and the villagers, whatever, the townspeople. And the film ends in this confrontation between this innocent-looking Sonny Boy character and the villagers, and they storm the desert stronghold of this guy, and you know, he has a cannon and he blows people up, and it's this war scene, and that's it. I think that's a good synopsis of the movie. I don't know. I mean, I'm struggling to come up with a coherent synopsis of the film. The film really is like that movie, that slasher movie from the 80s, Nightmares, which was in Europe called Nightmares of a Damaged Brain. I think this movie really is Nightmares of a Damaged Brain. Like, it's like the writer is like the damaged brain, and like this movie is the nightmare. It's a nightmare of a damaged brain. It's so strange. It's just the film is not a failure. It's a beautiful film, and it really is. As far as it's a scope film, it's Panavision, and the Blu-ray is the first release, as far as I know, that's actually in the scope. It's this beautiful. It's shot by these Italian filmmakers with the beautiful diffusion. It was produced by a Video Assonitis who had done similar mind fucks like The Devil Within Her. I don't know what the original title of that thing is, and The Visitor, and all kinds of other weird shit. And produced from a screenplay that was written by Graham Whiffler. Graham Whiffler was a director, a music video director, who is real crazy. He comes out of like the West Coast crazy underground music video directors of the late 70s and early 80s. And he directed some Residence music videos. He was involved with Ralph Records, which was the Residence record label, and he also did some really strange short films and all kinds of crap. And according to the commentary track with him on the Blu-ray, the movie, he got the idea for this movie when he was doing, I think, like house painting, and some of the other laborers started talking about this story about then they were in this small town in like the Midwest, and there was this guy who would always go into town, and he would wear this like heavy coat, and his face was horribly scarred, and he had a gun underneath his coat, and he was like this henchman for this local killer. And so and also apparently Graham Whiffler used to frequent this bar where there was this transsexual woman who would con people into she would marry these guys and con them, and so he combined all of these ideas into this incredibly strange film. Apparently his original screenplay was even weirder and far out, and more far out than the final product, because apparently when Transworld took the screenplay and made it into a film, and the director, which I believe his name is Larry Carroll, took the film, Graham's original conception of the character was this guy who was like an elephant man, who was like incredibly scarred, and he talked through a voice box. So the voiceover in the film was going to be this guttural, primal, electronic sound, and you were like, the idea was that you were struggling to find his humanity. He almost looked like a kind of a beast. And they end up casting the film with this beautiful, like, hunk, like a television model guy, so throwing off the entire idea in the film of why are all these people in the town scared of this, like, model, this blonde-haired, model, so, and then, Graham Whiffler is, just look at the movie that he directed and made later on called Deadly End. It was originally called Neighborhood Watch. That movie is fucked in the head and crazy. This movie is fucking crazy. It's insane. David Carradine is just, he plays a woman. And it's not even explained. It's just going through the film, and they're in the desert, and they're like thieves. And they get into this whole art heist thing, which just comes out of fucking nowhere. You're like, what the fuck? And then they have all of their ill-gotten goods in a pyramid. They have a fucking pyramid in the movie that is like. From the director commentary, you find out the reason why they made this pyramid was that originally it was going to be an actual house, but on this property, this desert property, they couldn't because something happens at the very end of this film to the storage house, which becomes like their Waterloo, their Alamo for this family, and they couldn't damage this house, so they had the idea of making a pyramid in the property that they could damage. But why the fuck even make a pyramid? Why a pyramid? Why not just make it a storage shed or a big storage silo? Why a pyramid? It's never really explained. Maybe it's explained later on by Larry Carroll. The Blu-ray has two. The main feature on the Blu-ray is two commentary tracks. The director, Larry Carroll, it's an okay commentary track. He seems like a real average person who basically was a film student just out of film school. He got hooked up with Video Assonitis and Transworld, and he just basically had this incredibly strange fucking movie just thrown in his lap. This incredibly weird screenplay, and he himself and his wife rewrote the script and made it into more of a commercial film. But the film's not commercial. The film is still incredibly fucked in the head, and his choices are just as weird as Graham's choices. I mean, there is this trembling weirdness in the material that even if you try to neuter it, it's just like, it still works. So his commentary track is kind of boring. I didn't really even listen to all of it. Graham Whiffler's commentary track is this commentary track on this Blu-ray is an epic commentary track. This is one of the great commentary tracks. To listen to this man, Graham Whiffler, talk about the inspiration to this film, how he got paid by this guy to write the script, and the making of it, how he fucking hated it. He wanted to kill the director that made it, and it is just wild. The stories that he tells about the people and the things that inspired this movie and the making of them is fucking crazy. It's fucking hilarious. And then the shit that was cut out of the people. You gotta listen to this commentary track. It's crazy. If you love wild commentary tracks where people are just, spitting out all this kind of weird shit, my friend, this is the commentary track for you. It is crazy. It is wild. There's so many unexplained things about this film. Like, why do the people in the town, it seems like some of them have blacked out teeth. Like there's that blonde-haired woman who has the dark blacked out teeth, and then at the beginning of the film, the police chief, the police officer who gets blown up. I'm talking to people who've already seen the film. So if this is confusing to you, please go see the film and watch it. But this is relatively spoiler free. If you haven't seen the film, it's not going to make any sense. The police officer also has, it was hard to see in the original video versions, but he has blacked out teeth as well. And I'm wondering but then other people don't. So I'm wondering, what was this something that the art department was, or the makeup department was trying to do? And there are so many, this movie is a film of blind alleys and like what is going on and why but it makes more sense when you listen to Graham's commentary track, because some of the stuff in the film that just seems like out of left field, because his original conception of this film was this guy, Sonny Boy, was scarred, was brutalized, was really mentally and physically brutalized, and there were these scenes that you were supposed to see through his eyes, like hallucinating, like the scene where he kills the priest. He was supposed that what you were supposed to see in the film was Sonny Boy sees the priest, and he sees this weird hallucinatory thing of the priest becomes this demonic character that is nailing Sonny Boy himself to the cross. And so, so Sonny Boy was supposed to be in this strange hallucinatory state where he's going through the world and we're seeing the world through his eyes, and there's all kinds of fucked up things that he's really seeing. The movie took all that out, made Sonny Boy good looking, and so the movie actually makes, again, once you take one element out of the script, some of the things, some of the motivations for Sonny Boy's actions become a little more abstract and make less sense. And in some ways it makes it even stranger, even though there was the idea of trying to gut the film and make it more conventional in some way, or make it work in Larry Carroll's conception of the film. The film, as I said, even though it doesn't really follow through with the original writer, Graham Whiffler's, the writer's conception of the thing, it still is a crazy movie, a wild movie, and like the theme song by David Carradine, and then the Graham Whiffler's talking about Carradine, and this and that. Oh my God. It's a crazy movie. It's a crazy movie made by crazy people. Well, I don't know if the directors did crazy. I mean, I'm saying it's an interesting film. I will not. I can't speak to the mental capacity of anyone making the film, because it's that's inappropriate and impolite, and it's all in good fun, and it's an interesting film. I still enjoy it, though. I still, listening to Graham Whiffler's commentary, I mean, geez, oh my God. Some of the stuff that he was thinking of doing in this film, like the friendly doctor is like this weird mad scientist who's not really like an evil, but he's just kind of like experimenting, and he has a black mammy. I can't even talk about I can't even talk about some of the original characters, because they're so strange and racist and out there and wild, and I mean, you've got to listen to this commentary track. And I'm even scared to the original screenplays on the Blu-ray. I'm even scared to even try to read it. It sounds like a mind fuck. Crazy, crazy, crazy movie. The Blu-ray is worth a spin.